I try to get to my studio as early in the morning as I can. It depends on how well I feel. And sometimes, certainly this past summer when it was so hot, I had to wait till the evening when it was cool enough in my studio to work. So I didn't even bother to try. I have to lot out certain parts of the day to sleep, because it's very important to get enough sleep, or else I won't be able to paint. The idea of painting for 12 hours, which I used to do, and sometimes longer. I remember one day starting my painting day at 9 in the morning, and by 6:30 the next morning I was still painting. I'd painted right through the whole day and into the night. Of course I'd stop for meals, but I was living alone, and I often did this. I certainly painted well past 2:30 or 3, and that's when I was doing really, really good work. I mean, you need that stretch of time, and now I can't have it. I can only paint for an hour at a time, and I have to be very careful when that hour is, because I got to feel well enough to paint. And it's been an awful nuisance, because working with the projector, of course, the light is coming over my shoulder. So if I am putting something on the canvas or whatever, I've got to sit here like this, and then I've got to do this. And as a result, my whole back is twisted. I've been doing it for so many years. I mean, dear God, it's 30 years or 40 that I've been doing this every day. And then when I'm actually painting, not from the projector, not establishing something, but when I'm actually painting from the image that's perhaps on the screen, or maybe I'm just fooling around, then I prop my arm up on whatever is close, and once again I got to turn myself around in order to get at it. And the whole business, you know, physiotherapists came down to see me in Salmonier and warned me about this. And even when I was a child of 10, the person who used to sell my mother clothes and so on said, "You know, Mary, I think you should be holding your books when you go to school in the other arm, because I noticed that one hip is higher than the other." Well, it was. And, you know, nobody did anything about it. Well, what did you do about stuff like that in those days? But, you know, I certainly wasn't made properly. That's really that's really the problem. I mean, maybe if my mother had eaten more when I was young, maybe if it hadn't been the Depression or something like that, maybe if people had known more in those days. But they didn't. And certainly they x-rayed my knees. They knew there was something wrong, but they didn't know how much. And as a result, it's just been one operation after the other after the other. And all of these operations, when you put them together, make my body difficult to make it paint. But and painting makes it worse. But either I paint or I don't. But I can't paint the hours that I did.